Hey guys, happy Friday. I am running out to do some errands. I'm going to bring you along with me. I'm going to go to Grocery Outlet and I think Winco. And then when I get home, I'll show you my new book journal that I got. And then I think instead of doing a paper planner this year, because I really want, one of my goals for the year is planning for YouTube to be more consistent with my YouTube uploads. I want to actually have a regular schedule, just planning things out in general. So, but I'm thinking about using a digital planner on my iPad because I don't use my iPad really for anything but just watching shows and stuff. So I have tried digital planning before and was somewhat successful. So I think I'm going to cruise through Etsy and see what I can find and do some sort of maybe digital planner. So when I get home, I will show you my book journal. I'm going to go through some digital planners, find one, purchase it, and then I'll show that to you guys. And we'll see if we can get it set up. But I am going to drink a Core Power drink because I don't have time to eat breakfast. I just want to get this stuff done and get back home. But I want to see what I can find at Grocery Outlet and Winco before I do my Walmart pickup order. And I really don't have much of an idea for a meal plan. I did not do anything this week as far as my meal plan. It just was go, go, go every day. And so I do have some carryover. I can do the jalapeno popper chicken and the barbecue chicken that I planned on making this last week. I can make that next week because I still have all the ingredients. So that'll be nice. And my grocery haul should not be very big, but I have not been to Grocery Outlet in a while, so I thought I would head over there. Also, I'm using my new phone. I have not had a new phone in almost 5 years, so it is a learning curve for me. It is much bigger. I don't get my case until today, so I'm very dropsy. So I'm a little bit nervous about taking it out before I get my case, but we'll just see how it goes. So forgive me if it looks weird and shaky and if if it just looks different. I'm just getting used to it because it is a little bit of a different one. When you have had an iPhone 10 for 4 or 5 years and then you upgrade, it is definitely a bit of a learning curve. So forgive me. Anyway, let's go ahead and head out. Okay, I'm going to show you my book journal. I had a really good trip to Grocery Outlet. You'll see that in my grocery haul. I also ordered a planner, a digital planner like I talked about, but it's still downloading. But I was going to show you the one that I got. I don't know the easiest way to show this to you. Let me just hold my tripod and try it that way. And I'll show you the one that I got. Okay, I guess this would be the easiest way to do it. So it's all still downloading, I think. Yes, it is. It's all still downloading. So this is the one that I got. You can see here, it has, so you get stickers, covers, and this actually has 224, 25, and 26. So the 26 is not done yet, but so I'll have access to that next year. So you get free yearly update. It has different pages. So what I always like to look for is that it has a weekly page that I would like. But this has actually 4 different weekly pages on it. Let's see, there we go. You can kind of see, it kind of goes a little bit fast. So there's different colors, but you can see here, you know, how the weekly pages look and how the daily pages look. Here's the index. So here's all the different like pages that it has, and then you just click on these. Once you open it up, you just click on them with your digital pencil, and it just will take you to that page. I never use all of the pages. Again, like I just look at the daily and the weekly. So here's kind of one of the daily pages. Once I start using it, I will show you kind of more what it looks like once I get it all set up for the year. You can also connect your calendar, but my only calendar that I really worry about is my my work calendar, which is through Outlook. So I'm not going to connect that to my personal thing. But like if I don't have, you know, only have doctor's appointments once or twice a year. My husband, I can track his doctor's appointments and like his like work schedule and whatnot. But here's like, it has a budget, which was important to me. I did want to have one that kind of had a budget on there as well. I do have a spreadsheet and a Google Sheets that I use for budget, but I just thought maybe I could just have a little bit of a snapshot. Here's one of the different kind of daily pages. They have different daily pages and weekly pages to choose from, which is nice. They have different, so here's like, they have the different versions of things. I kind of like this version of the weekly list because I like how it has a to-do list on there as well. Then there's this one, which I'm not as big of a fan of the time. Like I don't feel like I need like a time like that because I'm at work most of the time. So, but for me, I just kind of like how it has, I like ones with has lines on it for sure. That's pretty important to me. It does have, you can kind of talk about what went well, and, you know, there's ones that does have like meal plans and stuff on it, what you ate for the day, things like that. And here's like some more templates that it has. So again, like different monthly ones. I believe it even has a book tracker, which I may use just because I'm going to use my book journal that I'm going to show you here in a second, but I may still use it. But it has fitness, recipes, workouts. We have gratitude, self-care, wellness, and then monthly budget, a savings challenge, and a bill tracker, which I think I'm going to use the savings challenge for sure. But it has like a horizontal or vertical notebook, recipe journals, has stickers. So again, I will show you as I use it. Is that the last page? Oh, I think this is just shows more stickers that it has. I think that's all that's all the pages. So it's only $4.99 and it's on sale. Looked at like 4 or 5 of them, and we'll see how this one is, but they're usually really cheap, so I don't mind buying them. And if they don't turn out, I mean, I'm buying from, you know, these are people have spent a lot of time, and they're only selling it. I mean, normally the price was $16, but still to only sell it for $4.99, and I know how much work they put into it. And these are small businesses. I have no problem like supporting them if for some reason that it doesn't work out, I can just buy another one. Now, this book journal I am so excited about. I kind of kept one last year, but I did not keep up with it as well as I wanted to. I love that this is spiral bound. This is actually what kind of brought me to this. I found this on TikTok. I will try to figure out how to link it. I'm not exactly sure how to link any TikTok links on there, but again, this is another small business. Now, I'll hold this up here so you can screenshot this. Actually, this may be the easiest way for you to find it because it looks like she's also on Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook. So if you want to screenshot that, and then you can kind of see, and you can see that it has different covers. I really, really liked this cover. It just kind of spoke to me. I just thought it was just super cute. But they do have different covers. I think she had 4 different covers. So let's show you everything in this. So I'll show you that one cover page, and then we have the rating system. So this is if you want to define your ratings. So your 5-star ratings. What's a 1-star mean for you? What's a 5-star, 4-star, all that kind of thing. I figure, you know, and then you can color code it throughout the whole entire book, which is what I do when I do these. And then it even has on here like what size, if you want to do printouts, which I plan on printing out covers to put in here. I went ahead and ordered some sticker paper. I'm going to try it that way. If that doesn't work, I may buy myself a little digital printer, but I think I can just do it on the sticker paper and just cut it out. But it's like, it even tells you each book covers, the rectangles are for book covers are 1.5 inch by 1 inch. And then she said she left black and white pictures throughout if somebody wants to color them. And then we have our reading goals. I guess whatever you want to do for goals. For me, the only reading goals I do have to do with like how many books I want to read. But if your goal is to read different genres, or if you want to read a certain series, that kind of thing. And then this is one of my favorite pages, and this is where it comes into, like you can do your color coding, which I have. These are the ones that I picked out for my journal, and I don't want to like forget which ones I use. So I put them together. So I'm just going to always have these out. I have a whole bunch of pens for all the planners I've had over the years. But this is where the color coding can come in play if you want to do it that way. So this is where you can write in the books you read, and you can color code it by the rating system. So whatever rating system color you came up with, then you write in the book and then you color code it. Now I'll tell you from experience that you either want to write this in way before you highlight, or you want to highlight first, wait for the highlight to dry, and then pencil it in or pen it in, because it does smear. Typically, I had that issue with my last one. So I'm gonna do a little bit different, but we have like 2 pages of that. And this part, I've never had this kind of tracker in any reading journals I've had. And here's where I've had my system. So we have 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, and the colors. So again, I have my pens here. So then as I read a book, you're going to color. So after you read your first book, you're going to color it in with whatever star rating it was, and so on. And this places up to 300 books. Now, my goal this last year was 50, and I end up reading, I want to say, I think I'm at 86 or 87. I'm going to do a whole video on my end of the year reading. But yeah, so I will not use the 300. I may do a goal this year of 100. I don't know. I think I may do 75. I don't want to, you never know what it's going to be like, but I just love that you can color in your reading goals. And then we have reading list. So then as you read them, it has a place for the, I think this is for your number of pages, and then the title and author, and then your rating. So there's several of those. So it gives you several places really to write them all in. And I'm guessing there's enough pages here where I'm guessing it must be like 300 like the other page. And then we have your 5-star read. So if you're like me, when I try to go back, because I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on all my 5-star reads this year. I think I'm just going to do my top 24 of 24. The main reason is because it's like I have to go through them all, because I have not tracked my 5-star reads this year, which I'm going to do now that I have this. So every time I do a 5-star read, I'm going to put it on here. And then that way, at the end of the year, when I go to do my videos, I have it. So it just has a place for genre, title, and author. I'm going to try to branch out this year on my genre. So that is definitely one of my goals this year. You have a series tracker. Now on this, it says, list the series name on the dotted line and number in how many books are in the series inside the squares. As you read them, color in the box with your rating. So I think I'm going to, so I did start a couple series this year that I plan on continuing on. So I think I will include those series because a couple of them are ending and some of them may continue on. So I think I plan on continuing on. So I will put the series, like example, this book right here, the Powerless series, has the 3rd one coming out. I don't know if it's the very last one, but I read these 3. Well, this was 2, and then this is like a 1.5. I read those ones this last year. So I'm going to put that series on here with my ratings, and then when the next one comes out. Also, I'm going to read this 5 Broken Blades this year because it does. The second one, I think, came out already, and I think there's another one coming out next year. So those are like the examples, and I do think I'm going to go back and read some more fantasy that I have. I'm going to go back and reread some of the fantasy series I never finished. I kind of want to go back to that. Now, I am a young adult fantasy lover, mainly because I have not read enough fantasy to get into the really high fantasy. Now, eventually I may, but right now, since I am still fairly new to fantasy, even though I used to read it a lot several years ago, I feel like I need to go back in and dip my toes back into the young adult fantasy again to get back into fantasy, and then maybe do some adult fantasy. I don't know. I know some of you are fantasy lovers, and I may actually reach out in my book club and just like, is there like an introduction to the more adult fantasy that I can get into, or would it be just too advanced for somebody who is still new to world building. I feel like the young adult, the world building is not as advanced, and so it's a little bit easier to get into, but I really get into fantasy whenever I do read it. So I may go back and read like the ACOTAR series, and which is A Court of Thorn and Roses, and maybe even the what is that other one by Sarah J. Maas. I read most of them, but then the problem was I started reading them when they were still coming out, and I get really tired. I don't like to wait for books to come out. So I love to find series that are already finished that I can go back and read and just read them all. So anyway, has a series tracker. Then we have a trope tracker. So it says fill in the areas with your favorite tropes, examples, enemies to lovers. You can use this as a TBR and or read list. Keep the circle blank for TBR and fill in once you have. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this because I don't tend to like go for different tropes. I mean, there's tropes I definitely like more than others, but it's not something that I feel like I will track, but I like that that's in there. Did I show that close up? I can't remember. And then we have the A to Z challenge, which I don't think I did this year. I got closer this year than I ever have. I'm going to have to go look at it to see what I'm missing. I believe I'm missing 2, and I think one of them's the letter Z, and one of them's like a random one. And actually, it may be an H, which I'm reading an H right now. So that could, I'm not sure. But I like the A to Z challenge. So that's basically you just find the letter A. Now, typically, does it say on here, use the first letter of the title and match them up with the alphabet. The or A do not count as the first word of the title unless you want it to. For example, praise would go under P. For X or E, X or Z, it can be any letter in the title. So that's how most of them are. So I just like that. And I like how she just leaves these things open. So if somebody really wants to color and is really into coloring, they can color that stuff in. So it's just the 2 pages. This one's really fun too. It says match the color of the book to the covers below. It can be the whole cover or parts of the cover that matches the frames. May the odds be ever in your favor. So I thought this was super fun. So this is where I'm going to be printing them out on sticker paper. So I did order some sticker paper from Amazon already. And my plan, I think, so I can do these types of things, and because it's going to be on an 8.5 by 11, I don't want to waste a bunch of the paper, is I think I'm going to fill this stuff in that where I need to print the covers. There's another area I'll show you here in a second where you print the covers. I think I'm going to do them at the end of every month. And then that way I'm printing off multiple ones. And then at the end of the month, I can go through and do that. That way I'm only printing on one time a month. We has a book bingo in here. So I played book bingo before. It's just like one worded title. So once you read it, you can fill it in. Again, you can fill it in with your color coding of your rating. So of your star rating. There's also places here if you want to write them in down there at the bottom. But we have part of a trilogy. Enemies to lovers trope, set in a small town, flowers on the cover, so that kind of thing. So I love that. Then we have name that book. So it says like made you cry, lives in your head, rent free, you'll forever recommend. And again, you can print out the book covers on this. And this one's really fun too. So we have the 50 states challenge. So it says color in the state your book is based out of and fill in the name of the book on the next page to keep track. So here's the actual map where you can again color it in with your star rating for the state that the book is set in. Sometimes if you're not sure, a lot of times you can look up the book, and sometimes the author has talked about it if it's not specifically in the book. But again, use your star rating colors for this. And then here's on the page here where you can write down the name of the book under the state. Again, I paid for this. I am not like, I was not given this for free. But I just think that it's a great thing and I cannot wait to use this. I actually bought one for my friend Krista too. So I hope she enjoys it as much as I do. Then we have our monthly picks. I do track my monthly favorites and post them on my, in my book club on Facebook, but it says pick your favorite book of the month to go against each other for the Battle of the Books. I do the Battle of the Books also. I just have a graphic on my phone that I just update each month with the cover. So it'll be nice to also do it in here as well. I'm going to do it digitally as well so I can put it in my Facebook club. But you just print out the cover. And here you can, like, if you want to, you could highlight, again, use that, your color rating highlighter, and highlight the book or what the star rating was. And here's where the Battle of the Books come into play. So basically you take your favorite from January, February, March, out of those 3. So you'll put your favorites from over here, right here, and then you pick your favorite out of those 3 months each time, and then you pick your favorite. So I can tell you right now, I know which one's gonna win this year for me already. So I'm done with that. And then if you're in a book club like I am, which we have not been reading a book every month, but I do want to change that. But I just noticed my post, so I'm going to post on my Facebook club right as soon as I get done filming this. I'm going to go ahead and post that. And I had a post, like, you can, Facebook groups, I don't know if you knew, but you can schedule them to go up, but and it's supposed to just go up, right? Well, wrong if you put in the wrong date. And I put in the date, like, it wasn't going to post until, like, I don't know, December 31st, and I thought I put December 13th. And so I didn't realize it never went up, and it was supposed to pick our January book club picks. So I need to, or to get book ideas from people so I could post the poll, and then I have the poll kind of, anyway, it's just a big old mess. So hopefully we can get something going for at least the 1st or 2nd week of January. But if you you're in a book club, any kind of book club, you can, again, post the covers here and your star ratings. Here's a reading tracker, and again, the colors come into play. So, and this is pages, so I needed one more highlighter for this, so you can keep track of how many pages you read a day, which is kind of one of my goals this year. So 1 to 50 pages, 51 to 100. Now this is kind of has a little typo because it says 100 to 200, so it should say 101 to 200, 201 to 300, 300 plus, or you read a whole book in a day. So you have just like January 1st all the way down to the 31st, and it has all the months across there. So you just color in this grid with your color down here. At the end of the year, you can look and see how many pages you read each day. We have genre tracker. So I will probably do this year because I do want to kind of branch out and read different genres this year. So this is write down your main genre in the left-hand column as you read a book, tally them to keep track of which genre you read the most, which we know, well, for me, will be thrillers and mysteries and horror books, but we're going to track them this year. Then we have our monthly trackers. So this kind of sums up everything. So how many books you read, how many pages you read, how many physical books, Kindle books, audio books, how many different series, and then how many 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 stars, and how many you DNF'd. So I do plan on doing more book content this year just because, like I said, it makes me happy. And so I do plan on doing that. So you're going to see a lot more of this stuff. Here's new releases. So I'm not really sure if you're supposed to like put in the new releases that are coming up because there's really no instructions for this. So I guess you can use this however you want. I do have kind of a list of new releases because I do plan on doing a video on my most anticipated 2025 releases that are coming out. So I have a list already. So I don't know if I'm going to use this for like what new releases I read or what new releases that I'm looking forward to, because there is a little like thing here where I guess you could put pages or you can mark it off. So I'm kind of thinking that I may just list out all the new releases that I'm looking forward to by month, and then I'll check them off as I read them. I think that's how I'm going to utilize this. Right now, I don't have any new releases after August. I feel like not much has been like released yet for the rest of the year. And if you want to do your TBR, so again, pretty much all those new releases are books that I really want to read this year, but as I think of books like maybe that are on my shelf here, I have a few on my shelf that I want to make sure I want to read this year. So I can add those to here, and then you have a genre, and then you can do a check off as you read them. And there's quite a few pages. There's actually a lot of pages for that. And then here's a section for notes and quotes. Share your thoughts, save your favorite quotes, keep track of characters or seers or anything you want to remember. So I do keep notes, but I don't know if I want to, they're not really like legible notes. Like I literally just take notes for when I do my wrap ups for the month. So I think that I'm just going to save this for just some I don't know, just some thoughts I want to put down. And here's the other section where I need to print out the covers. So here you have your book reviews. So you can do your cover here. Or you can just write down the name of the book here. You have genre, pace. So I don't know what that means. I guess pace would be how long it took you to read it, maybe. Format, pages, and date, and then notes. So I guess pace would be maybe when you started it, and then the format would be Kindle, audiobook, physical book, how many pages it was, and maybe the date that you finished it. I don't know. That part I'm not really sure about. And then here's where I could put some notes about the book, what I thought. Has a star rating here, and then if it's like a spicy book, you can put the spice rating. I don't read spicy books, so I probably won't be using the spice rating unless I happen to read a spicy book, and then I will rate it. Since I don't read spicy books, any book with any kind of spice is pretty spicy for me, so I'm not sure how I would rate that. But it's a nice feature for people who do read spicy books, which seems to be pretty much everybody but me. There's a lot of pages. I'm assuming there's enough for 300 since there was on that one page. And that is it. And here's the back part, and you can actually, it's called Rusty Paper Scissors is the name of the store that made these. So again, this is a small company, this is just a girl who makes these as far as I know. I mean, she shows them on TikTok and everything. So I love supporting these small businesses, and it's just such a good quality. I was kind of worried, you never know, what kind of quality it's going to be, but I do feel like this was really good quality. And it's a nice hardcover, and I love the spiral bound. I can throw this in my bag. So if I want to make notes during my breaks or lunch break or something like that, I can throw that in my work bag and just have it with me. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little review of this. And like I said, I spent my own money on it, so I'm not, talking about this because it's something that was given to me. Alrighty guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up this video because it ended up being pretty long. So it's pretty much just the book journal review and just kind of showing a preview of my digital planner. So once I get that set up, I will definitely share that with you guys and show you what it looks like with everything kind of filled out, because it's kind of hard to picture it right now. But as I play around with it over these next few days, hopefully by next week, maybe during my goals video, I'll kind of show it to you if I can get my stuff together and get that going. So anyway, thank you guys so much as always for tuning into my video. I appreciate you all so much. And obviously I cannot talk for some reason, but thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.